This is video is going to be about, it's raining on Wednesday morning, but I've got to diagnose some stuff, see what's up. So we're going to pull a head off a Briggs & Stratton professional 19 horsepower single cylinder engine and see why we don't have compression. Absolutely zero compression. So if you're interested, stay tuned. We'll get right into it. Alright, so we got this Husqvarna Rz4619. Came in, the customer was using this lawnmower and it just stopped. He said it felt like the gas just cut off on it. So the customer has some kind of experience with working on some engines. You know, he knows the basics. So he did some preliminary tests before I got it, and you know, he checked the plugs, checked for spark, made sure he had gas. The person that actually owns it had just put a carburetor on it. He checked the solenoid to make sure it's working. I confirmed that. He pulled the valve cover off. He even checked compression on it, and the compression was showing 40. But of course he brought it over here last night, and it's kind of raining here this morning, but I've got it broken down. We've eliminated all the silly tests. Well, not silly. And I've got these head bolts loosened up already. We're going to pull the head off and see what's up. When I did my compression test on it, I got 0. I didn't even get 40. This is a model number 96592 1501, manufactured from 2001 to 2009. So, and on the hour meter, I can't get an hour meter reading. The hour meter's messed up on it. But it's got a Briggs professional on here, and I'm wondering, has this engine been changed before? Because when I was looking up, I see where the Kohler, it comes with a Kohler, and it comes with a couple of V-twins. But, and notice this muffler setup on this thing. Somebody put a short manifold pipe on here and put this muffler on here. So I had a little time getting that loose because they put such a short manifold tube coming out, exhaust manifold tube, that it was hard to get to these bolts right here. So I had to end up taking the muffler off the manifold, and then you know how it goes. Little heat, little quench, da 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 da. So we're getting ready to pull this head off here in just a second. Let's see what's up. I'm gonna move you down here on the tripod, and y'all can watch me take the head off, see what's up with it. I'll go ahead and show you. This is what they had put on there coming straight off the manifold. I don't know where they found this at. I mean, I guess it's a good idea. That's all you got to work with. Looks like they did some rigging here too. They tapped in some new holes in here to make it work. So, anyway. Alright guys, let's do this before the rain comes in for real. And there's 9 head bolts on this. Y'all know this engine very well. We work on these all the time. So I'm hoping it's just a head gasket, but I'm guessing the rings are gone, and we're gonna have to pull this engine. These head bolts, you don't gotta worry about them. They're all the same size. It's just a 3 on top, 3 down the side, and 3 down the bottom. Not like the Kawasaki's where they're inside the valve covers on the V-twins. Alright. Alright guys, 9 head bolts out. Let's see what we got. hold on, let me get my hammer. You know what, guys? We're at top dead center, and I don't have any play in this piston. And you notice this oil down here, right down there. So I'm wondering, did we have a leaking head gasket? I've seen worse, but this is all gone right in here, for sure. If we look back on the head side, the way that would hook up right there. So I don't know if that just stuck when I was pulling it loose, but maybe right in there, because that's flat. I mean, that's gone. Let's just go ahead and we're gonna peel it off and look at the underside. So I'm gonna peel it off the camera so I can do it. I have to get a razor blade. This is the underside of that head gasket, and I would say she is shot. I peeled it off with a razor blade. A lot of it stuck to the head, but you can see where oil's been getting in behind here. It's leaking there. So I'm thinking these rings are good, man, because watch. The cylinder wall doesn't look too bad. But watch, no oil coming up with it. And it's got plenty of oil in it. Good pressure oil. So, wow. So that head gasket, I don't know if it just blew. It blew all of a sudden, and he just lost all compression and it quit. So we're gonna go take this head underneath the carport here and look at the valves, see what they look like real quick. Like I said, I think that piston looks good. The rings look good still. We're gonna try to get away with just putting a head gasket on this one. Should be okay. In the meantime, let me show you what else came in yesterday. So we got this Kawasaki Rz4619, but it's on a Toro Time Coder MX5025. It has a tracking problem. It wants to pull to the left, and it's complaining of low power. I pulled the caps off of this already on both sides here on the hydro. It's got plenty of fluid in it. This side is whining just a little bit. I did the tracking as best I could, but I don't want to get down on my knees and get under there, but the drive belt is severely worn. It's a cog belt and it's almost flat. So I'm going to suggest we put a new belt on it and go from there. It's a hydrostatic transmissions. There's a left and a right one, and they're about $1,000 a piece, and you can rebuild them. I don't think that's the problem. I think it's just that drive belt's bad, and because I got the tracking pretty much straightened out, but it's just moving way too slow, and so that's going to be a drive belt. This is a returning customer, another 691V. His deck belt came off, and he wants me to put him a new one on there and sharpen his blades and stuff while we're there. This is a returning customer. That's that ZT 150-inch Cub Cadet. So we got this Craftsman, it's an old model LT1000. It's a garage find, another customer of mine. Same one that found that that X-Mark commercial Pushmore. He got this one too. He went back and got this, I believe. But so when he came in, it was dirty, but it's in pretty fair shape. It was leaking gas and all this. I couldn't rebuild the carburetor, so I just got one of them cheapos, you know, aftermarket carbs put on here. Head gasket was gone on it, so we put a head gasket on it, and I don't know if I got gas in it, but we got a few more things to do to it. We've got to change the oil still and whatever, but Stratton 16 horsepower overhead valve, but it's a LT1000. It's a 38-inch deck though. That's a small deck. We've got the guard here. We got to put that on there. It's kind of broken. There you go. I've cleaned it up, of course. Got everything back together. So I'm not much into flipping. I don't really have time, but this guy, you know, we're kind of collaborating on this one. Of course, we had to put a battery on it. He paid for the battery. I paid for the carb, and he paid for the head gasket too. Oh, we had to put an intake manifold on it. It was cracked. But I think we're just going to kind of split it. I'm going to do the labor, and he's going to buy the parts and sell it. See what's up. Anyway, if you guys enjoyed this video, man, please leave me some comments. Tell me what you think. Jungle Bob out. So I don't know where this is going to come in on this video, so if it's out of sequence, I apologize. I lost some of my stuff. But we've got the piston cleaned up. I'm going to turn it over a few times. Like I said, there's no play in it, so we're not going to have to take this engine off and put rings in it. Don't want to do that too much, but I was just kind of to show you there's no blow-by from the rings. There you go. Now we're going to move over to the table and I'll show you the head. Got to do a little work with the head. Here's a look at the head. I've cleaned it up. I've taken the exhaust valve out because when I was checking it, you know, I had the valves in like this, you know, with the spring still on it. And I did the old water test to see if anything was going to leak through. And I'll show you that. Hold on. Head with the valves in it. And, you know, they don't spin or anything, but I always do this. If you're doing a head gasket and you're taking this off, you want to relap the valves anyway. But always take me some water and just pour right there. And you see that? I don't know if you can tell, but this is the port for the exhaust. And you can see, you really can't tell on the camera, but water's leaking down through there. I can feel it with my hands. It's not a lot, it's just a small leak. As a matter of fact, since I took the spring off, it's not leaking at all. There you go. But, so, we can just relap these valves here, and that'll take care of that problem. Because the seat's still good. Just needs cleaning up. But your valve seat looks fairly good. We'll clean that up, relap them. In this instance, though, the customer decided we're going to go ahead and put new valves in as well while we're at it. We got it apart. But the valve guides didn't move on it. Other than that, it cleaned up pretty good. And I'll get that head gasket for you and show it to you one more time. There's the head gasket. You can see right in there. That's where they always go bad, right in there. That's that stress point. It's because they put those 3 bolts across the top, side, and on the bottom, and there's no bolts on this side. So, you know, plus it was right there, it's blown. So, like I said, I don't know where this is going to come up in the video because I lost a couple of clips and I had to go back and add this at the last minute when I realized it wasn't there anymore. But definitely a blown head gasket. We'll put new valves in it while we got it apart. Everything else looks good, so it's not going to be that of an expensive repair, considering what it could have been. So, all right, guys. Like I said, I'm not going to say goodbye here, but in case this turns out being the end, goodbye. Leave me some likes and subscribe to my channel, comments, this, that, and other. And it's, this particular morning happens to be an old friend of mine that I went to grammar school with. I think he was a year behind me. I left 8th grade in '82, and I believe he left in '81. We went to this private school out here in Birmingham. Go Falcons! Jungle Bob out.